There we go. Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. Today, it's looking pretty good so far with all markets, and time is running out to accumulate. That's right, to accumulate Bitcoin at these low levels. Soon, these levels will be gone, and you don't want to miss out. So let's look at everything today, everything that's going on today. All right, let's do it, guys. Welcome. We are starting out the day at 1096. Recently, we've been trending upwards a little bit at a time, a little bit. Very, very low movement, volatility, I should say, has pretty much gone away. We've been holding so steady, and that's a good thing. And today we have some alts like XRP that's up tremendously, and others that are ETH and Sol and Sui that are having a good day today as well. All right, what's happening? Well, the US market is finally recovering. Last 2 days of mixed or red. We do have some more tariff stuff, but it seems like the market or Wall Street is shaking it off. And you have some good movers like Circle today, MicroStrategy, Hood, Coinbase, all in the green except Tesla. So what's the big news about tariffs? Well, I kind of covered these last night. If you watched the video, there will be a 50% tariff on copper, and copper prices are soaring because of it. Also 200% tariff on pharmaceuticals, although the companies have about a year and a half to move their manufacturing back in the US. So it's not immediate. It is basically telling the pharmaceutical companies to produce in America. And also, I saw this, has nothing to do with tariffs, although there may be more tariffs or sanctions because of it. Trump finally admitted that he's not happy with Putin, that he's getting some BS from Putin. In the past, Trump has always said Putin's very nice, he respects him, but finally Trump comes out and says, you know what, I'm not happy with him. What did he say? He was very nice, but it turned out to be, nothing. Nothing came from it. So I don't know what this is going to mean. Is Trump going to throw more sanctions or tariffs at Russia or countries supporting Russia or whatever? He already threatened anyone that's going to align with BRICS nations, threatened them with more tariffs, so more could be coming. So just thought I'd mention that. And also the Supreme Court basically says Trump has authority to do massive layoffs. So all the layoffs that happened with Doge, basically, he has the right to do so. Those executive orders can stay. Interesting. All right, well, just a few interesting stuff. But what about some stuff that relate to markets and Bitcoin? Well, there is a big FOMC minutes report coming out today around 2 p.m. Eastern. This may move markets, may not, depending on what comes out of it. This is basically just a report of what happened or what was discussed behind closed doors that was not announced during the press conference. And people are looking for some dovish tone or dovish discussion in terms of the next rate cut. And if we get some in there, it will accelerate the market today. If not, then maybe not, but we'll see. So that's coming in a few hours. And then you know what else is happening in a few hours? The House is going to have a hearing about crypto taxes. That's right. Crypto taxes. And many are speculating that, of course, the big one is removing capital gains tax for transactions. Also, something else that relate to it, no capital gains tax on American-based crypto. Could be one of the reasons why XRP is doing well today. So there's a lot of talk about what may come out of this. It'll be quite interesting. Any no capital gains tax for Bitcoin or for any crypto will be tremendously huge. And will bring a whole lot of businesses here that either left or new established companies will be established here if they do something. So let's see. Let's see what happens. So that's going to start. And also at some time this week, the House should be discussing the Genius Bill. I haven't heard much about it, but it should be happening this week. Maybe not this week, next week, but I was hearing that it was supposed to be this week, but I haven't heard much about it. We'll see. All right. What else is going on? More accumulating. There's always more accumulating. Remixpoint adds $215 million of the Bitcoin to their treasury. I mean, it's no surprise. Every single day, you got more firms coming in, and you have someone like Tether who's not only adding Bitcoin with their profits, but also expanding their mining setup. They are aiming to be the world's largest Bitcoin miner this year. This is how much money Tether has. They make so much money. They make as much money as almost like Google and Microsoft per quarter. They make tens of billions of dollars every quarter. And they take a lot of that to buy Bitcoin, and they take a lot of it to buy mining machines, and they're trying to become the biggest Bitcoin miner on the planet. And plus, they're part of this new company that sole purpose is to acquire Bitcoin. So they're in it all. Quite amazing. Quite amazing what Tether is doing these days. However, Circle, USDC, is also doing some crazy things too, especially with their stock, and they're based in the US, so they may have a leg up on that. But Tether right now is just, they're expanding as much as they can with their profits, and that's a good thing. They're one of the largest Bitcoin holders too, in case you're wondering. All right. As for Bitcoin's primed for a rally. I think we know that. Okay. We know there's a buildup and a pump, a surge is coming. One of the things that's helping is DXY, the strength of the dollar, keeps on going down. Traditionally speaking, when you see the dollar strength go down, that's when Bitcoin goes upwards. So right now, the green, or you could see how it is coming down quite a bit, but Bitcoin is still like going steady like this. We haven't seen any huge parabolic moves yet. We're just like slow and steady moving upwards, but we will get it. We will get it. This is certainly not the top for the cycle. In fact, we're still many, many, many weeks. According to this, historically, it takes about 53 weeks on average to get to the top. Okay, and we're probably around week 36 right now. So we still have about, 17, give or take a few weeks, before we reach the top. So plenty of time to go. And who's to say that we have to fall in within the 53-week average? Maybe it extends out to 60 weeks or something. It doesn't matter, as long as you notice, we're just trending upwards. We just keep on trending upwards more and more and more and more as time goes on. And here's something else that's interesting. Based on previous cycles, going all the way back to the first cycle, if there isn't a deep correction of more than 20% during a bull market, then typically the new all-time high comes within 50 days. The last all-time high was about 47 days ago. So does that mean within the next 3 days, we will be shattering our previous all-time high? I don't know. It's just feeling like it. I don't know about you guys. We just keep inching higher and higher. And with the low volatility, with the increased buying, with the macro conditions improving, the fundamentals improving, it just seems like we are finally at that point, the cusp of breaking out and making that next leg. It just feels like it. We're like right there. And even afterwards, it's not over because like I said, we still have about 17 weeks left before we reach top, give or take a few weeks. So plenty of time to accumulate, although don't wait too long because if the window closes, it's over. It's over. Final thing I'll show you about Bitcoin's top, and this is looking at the start of the parabolic run, basically. How I look at this is you look at the green, right? And look at where we are. And look at the previous cycles right around, the midpoint, before midpoint. It's right before the huge parabolic upwards movement. And that's like right where we are right now. So it's going to get quite interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. All right. Outside of that, GameSquare is going to put 100 million in Ethereum in their treasury. So there are others. We know like Soul Strategy is doing Solana. You got others now doing Ethereum. So there's definitely appetite for the other big caps at least, right? And then once the ETFs come in, there will be more. So that's good. That's going to be good all around. Phantom Wallet taps or integrates Hyperliquid. So now you could do massive leverage trading on Phantom. But you got to be careful though. That's when you could get liquidated. And speaking of liquidation, if you look at a liquidation map right now, we're kind of right between there. So today, if we press higher, I would say we press against this 110.8. So we might actually, if we continue forward, next stop will probably be about 111. If we do go under, we'll probably go to like 108.5, 108.6, which isn't too far off. We were just there yesterday. So I think we're going to press either upwards or downwards. I think we may be going up to 111. Let's see. After that Fed minutes, there may be a little hesitation beforehand because people are afraid that maybe something hawkish comes out of there. But after that comes out and if it's dovish, I could definitely see everything soaring afterwards. Ooh, NVIDIA is the first 4 trillion market cap company. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. Chris is asking, isn't this bull run unusually long? No. Bull runs usually happen after a halving event for about a year and a half, and that's where we are. End of this year would be the top. If we're going by tradition, if we go by previous cycles. But this cycle has been very, very different in a good way. Very low volatility from the bottom. This could also be very good. Can't wait for the day that we don't have to pay taxes on crypto. This will be huge. What's the best water bottle brand? I have no idea. I could care less about which water bottle brand I use. I just use whatever I have. That's it. Evil asks, if you're getting into the game now, what would be better buy, MicroStrategy or Bitcoin? I'd still go with Bitcoin over MicroStrategy, although with MicroStrategy you can, you can play some calls that will amplify things. MicroStrategy has been going sideways for a little bit, kind of like Bitcoin. So they kind of move in tandem anyways. So if Bitcoin starts skyrocketing, MicroStrategy will too. JPX, don't be asking about Cadena, man. OG says, I don't trust Sailor. He's like an addict. He is an addict, a Bitcoin addict. And Bitcoin community loves it. But he keeps issuing more shares, raising more debt to buy more Bitcoin. He is going nuts at this point. What are the XAI25 comments? They're all bots, all right? The bots are actually quite stupid. They always do some XAI, some kind of variant of XAI thing, whatever. It's pretty easy to spot. But I try to ban them, and then the more bots come back, and ban them, more bots come back. If these bots were smart, they would like concentrate on different names that actually sound legit, rather than XAI57 or something like that. It's so stupid. Brian Wood says, I saw many videos on faulty machines cutting plastic into ice cream. Thought I'd let you know. Who cares? If you eat a little plastic, it wouldn't kill you. But I don't know. I have a hard time believing that because the blade is not long enough to hit the sides of the canister. So, oh well. I don't use it that often anymore. But it's still awesome. Ninja just makes a lot of good appliances, really good appliances, like the slushy machine and the creamery. Can you imagine Side topic, AI. Can you imagine all of our games in the future where the NPCs, we we give them an AI conscience so that the NPCs in the game actually think they're real? You know, we're at that level. Like ChatGPT 5 when it comes out is supposed to be an astronomical jump from 4. And in terms of just programming an AI to think for itself, I don't think we're that far off. Imagine when GTA 6 comes out, every NPC in there thinks it's actually real. And it actually does what it wants based on because it thinks that's its life. If you think, take a second to think about that, that's crazy. That's basically what we're living in right now. But think about how miserable that is for them. They wouldn't even know it. Alan says no human player will win the game because NPC will be playing the game. But see, they're not playing the game. They're living. Right? They're just living. We're still playing the game. But, you know, if you just take a second to think about it, and I haven't watched the Ryan Reynolds movie, but if you take a second to think about that actually may be coming. Maybe one of the reasons why GTA 6 is taking so long is because they are trying to integrate AI NPCs in there. And, you know, in GTA 5, if you go like you beat an NPC down or you run them over or you shoot them, whatever, there's no consequence. But imagine if they actually were thinking for themselves, then the next day they wouldn't go to the same street. They may not even go out at all. You know, they're the NPC, like they'll call their work to go to take some time off. I mean, it becomes real life, man. It's just wild to think about. What do you think the filing by Ripple will do to the price of XRP? Well, RLUSD. Okay, you just deleted that chat. So basically, if you get sent to jail for 10 years, you serve 10 years in a game. Yeah. I mean, it's wild. It's wild. Any of you guys that watched Black Mirror before, one day when they upload your consciousness or a conscience in a computer, time could be different. You could make someone think that they've been in there for years or decades, and it may only be seconds, right? So the concept of time is also very weird. Some argue there is no time. We just, it's all in our heads. Yeah, 8 point. Seriously. Like, if you go all out and say you go on GTA 6 and you go on a killing spree, right? The next day you go, streets are empty and the cops are waiting for you. Like, imagine the realism there. You know, you go back to the same spot that you killed all those people. Now you're surrounded with FBI agents and cops that are trying to hunt you down. Like if they programmed AI in there, man, the game would be so realistic. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but you know, I just think it's very interesting. We're so close. And that's why so many people think we live in a simulation, because if it only took us like 10 years to create AI this good, imagine what we could do in another 10 years or 20 years or 100 years. Imagine what AI would be in 100 years. And if that's the case, the Earth has been around for billions of years. Who's to say some other species, even ourselves or aliens, already just programmed this? If we could do so much in 10 years, imagine what others could have done in 1,000,000 years or 1,000 years or 10,000 years. I mean, we could just be a simulation. We think we're living our lives, but outside the simulation, it's only been a second. They could be running 1,000,000 simulations at a time with different, and that's our parallel universes. They're generating all this while we think we're just living our lives. It's actually really interesting. I think it's very interesting. Yeah, Joe, exactly my point. We think we're living 80 years, 100 years, but outside of simulation, it could be milliseconds. They could be running 1,000,000 simulations, 1,000,000 parallel universes at a very simulated rate. Maybe they're trying to solve something or figure something out or something. We wouldn't know. Going back to crypto. Why doesn't a sailor show his bag? Well, it's all on Coinbase, first of all. And second of all, why would he want to show it? It makes you be attacked. I mean, he argued this. A lot of people want to be transparent and show their wallets, but that makes it so that you're a target and you're going to be attacked by hackers, especially someone like him. But anyways, he holds everything in Coinbase custody, so I don't think he holds anything himself. Is that why when I place a trade, it automatically goes down as the matrix? I feel the same way. I feel the same way. It's like sometimes I make a trade and instantly within seconds it starts going down, or minutes it goes down. And as soon as I exit out, minutes later it goes back up. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel that way. It's almost like the world is revolving just around you and at your trades, which makes no sense, but it feels that way many, many times. And it's the same thing, like all the spyware that's happening everywhere makes you feel like the world revolves around you. You guys know I just bought a Jeep Wrangler. So I was on Amazon searching for this rack that removes your roof. And then I go on Facebook Marketplace. Guess what? The very first listing I see is someone listing that rack for sale. I'm like, how the hell would I know that? But it did. Google's listening, Facebook's listening, Amazon's listening, everything's listening. The simulation's probably listening. Sammy, will you take Bitcoin profits and reinvest in Tesla and Nvidia? No. I do have a lot more money into options though. I talk a lot about Robinhood. I made a good amount from Robinhood. I think the crypto-based stocks are a very interesting plays. Like Coinbase, Circle, Robinhood, MicroStrategy. I think they're all going to be doing fantastic as the Bitcoin trend moves upwards. How many Bitcoin do you need till 2030 to have 5 million? You could argue maybe just 5. By 2030, if we hit 200,000 by this cycle, or 250, 300, then it's only a 3x, 4x to hit a million by the next cycle, which would be 1 million each. Yeah, it's a Hemi. It's a Rubicon 392. It's awesome. It doesn't, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't drive the greatest, but it sounds amazing. And once I get the roof down, I think it's going to feel even better. And I can't wait to take it off road. I've never had a winch before at any of my cars. I just want to kind of like tie it to a tree just for fun and try to like pull up my Wrangler just to test it. I've seen people tie it to a tree and it just like you turn it on and like lifts up your car. I kind of want to just do that for fun. What car are you buying with your profits after all season? I've gotten every car now that I wanted, with the exception of two. I would like at some point get some kind of Porsche, some 911 variant, probably Turbo S, or GT3. I'm not in a rush though. And then I don't know why yesterday I started looking at performance wagons. M5, BMW came out the M5 Touring, which is an M5 wagon, and it actually looks pretty sweet. And then I started looking at it. Audi has the RS6 Avant, which is also pretty sweet. And they're both 600, 700 horsepower. So I may get that RS6 Avant at some point. Justin says, I got a fully built 392 on 40s. Man, I can't imagine riding on 40s. Mine has the XR package, those 35s. They look big already. I was thinking about getting some 37s. But a lot of people said it looks kind of funny if you don't lift it up more. I don't really want to lift it up. I think by default from factory is 1.5 inches or 2 inches higher with the 392s already. I think it looks fine with 35s. I don't know. 37s would really kill fuel economy. 40s would kill even more, but I'm sure it looks awesome. All right, look how sick this looks. That is a beautiful looking station wagon. And that is the new M5 hatch. I don't know why. I just started thinking about it yesterday. This thing will set you back 150 G's though. SCR says getting a 2.5 lift in 35 next week. Grok says the best combo for a Wrangler. I don't disagree. Would you ever make a sleeper build card with rust paint? No, I would not. I hate that trend. I don't know if you guys remember the trend with the rusty roofs or rusty hoods. People purposely like scratch off the clear coat and paint and let it rust. I think people are crazy for doing that. It's like the most idiotic thing you could do to a car. Anyways. All right, guys. That's it for today. Hopefully you enjoy the AI talk, the car talk, Bitcoin talk. Go and accumulate as much as you can, guys, before time runs out. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good one. Take care, guys.